ça va aujourd'hui?
Bien.
Bien. J'aime ton poule, c'est très belle. Ok, bien. Nous allons commencer unité 2, partie 2. Et ça commence à la page 84. I'll wait for the bell here.
It's a long bell.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so what we're going to have you do first of all for our warm-up is to just copy down the phrases that are new to you here. These all are expressions that have to do with doing a favor for someone or asking for a favor to be done, and then like how to respond appropriately. So we'll just write down any phrase that is new to you. so we'll take a look here at some of the expressions. So up at the top, pour rendre service. Rendre service means, this is like the expression to do a favor for someone. Or doing a service for someone. Okay, so up at the top section here is how to ask for help. Comment demander de l'aide. And so these all start out with est-ce que tu peux? Can you do something for me, basically. So we'll just go through how these are pronounced. So the first one is, répétez, est-ce que tu peux m'aider?
Est-ce que tu peux m'aider?
Est-ce que tu peux m'aider à nettoyer le salon?
Est-ce que tu peux m'aider à nettoyer le salon?
Good. So where we'd say, can you help me with something, the French would say, can you help me at, and then an infinitive. So another example would be, est-ce que tu peux m'aider à faire les devoirs, or something like that. It's not incorrect to use avec, it's just more common to use à instead. Est-ce que tu peux me donner un coup de main?
Est-ce que tu peux me donner un coup de main?
Can you give me a hand? Est-ce que tu peux me rendre service?
Est-ce que tu peux me rendre service?
Good. Could you do me a favor? Now, what if you were talking to somebody in a more formal situation? What could you say? How could you change the first clause here? Instead of tu peux, how could you make this more formal? Yeah. You could also say, est-ce que vous pouvez? Vous pouvez. So, if you're out and you are carrying, a lot of shopping bags or something, and you see somebody and you want to say, could you give me a hand with these? Or could you hold the door for me or something like that? I would say instead, est-ce que vous pouvez? And then obviously the rest of the sentence would stay the same. Est-ce que vous pouvez m'aider? Could you help me? Okay, bien. Voilà. So then how to accept some various answers. Of course you can say oui, bien sûr, means of course. Répétez, bien sûr.
Bien sûr.
D'accord.
D'accord.
D'accord means okay. I'd love to, je veux bien.
Je veux bien.
With pleasure or gladly, volontiers.
Volontiers.
And then avec plaisir.
Avec plaisir.
So volontiers and avec plaisir basically mean the same thing. Okay, how to refuse. Comment refuser et donner une excuse. So, no, I really can't. Vraiment, je ne peux pas.
Vraiment, je ne peux pas.
Okay, and then the others say, listen, I'd like to, but... So we've got a couple of different things here. So, écoute, j'aimerais bien, mais...
Écoute, j'aimerais bien, mais...
Okay, and then obviously you can fill in with any of these here. I'd like to, but I'm busy. Je suis occupée.
Je suis occupée.
Or, j'aimerais bien, mais je ne suis pas libre.
J'aimerais bien, mais je suis pas libre.
I'm not free, or I'm busy. Okay, and then, we've got this other list of excuses here that can match up with any of these clauses. So we'll go through the rest of the clauses. So, j'aimerais bien means I would like to, but. And then je voudrais bien means the exact same thing. I would like to, but. I'm sorry, but. Je suis désolée, mais.
Je suis désolée, mais...
Je m'excuse, mais.
Je m'excuse, mais...
Again, just means I'm sorry, but. And then je regrette, mais.
Je regrette.
Those all mean the same thing. I'm sorry, but I can't. Okay, so up at the top then, we've got je suis occupée, I'm busy, je ne suis pas libre, I'm not free, je n'ai pas le temps,
Je n'ai pas le temps.
I don't have the time, I have other things to do, j'ai d'autres choses à faire.
J'ai d'autres choses à faire.
Good. Or I have to do something, je dois sortir.
Je dois sortir.
Like I have to go out, or I have to leave, or I have to study, je dois étudier.
Je dois étudier.
Bien. Okay, let's see here. Then, how to thank someone. and répondre à quelqu'un qui vous remercie. So how to thank someone and then also how to respond to someone who thanks you. So we have c'est, like if you want to say like, oh that's nice, c'est gentil.
C'est gentil.
Oh that's so nice of you, c'est sympa.
C'est sympa.
Good. Thank you very much, merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci mille fois is another common one. It's like thanks a million or something like that. Merci mille fois.
Merci mille fois.
Okay? And then je te remercie.
Je te remercie.
Je te remercie, it means the exact same thing as merci. But it's like saying I thank you. Like it's a little bit more, there's more oomph to it. Okay? Then how to respond with you're welcome. There's a couple different ways you could say that. De rien,
De rien.
which we already know. If you want to say like, oh, it's nothing, it's no big deal. Il n'y a pas de quoi.
Il n'y a pas de quoi.
And then you're welcome, a more formal version is je t'en prie.
Je t'en prie.
And a very formal version of that is je vous en prie. Je vous en prie. So with any of these where you have te or tu, you could make it even more formal by putting in vous instead, just like with everything else. Okay, bien. Let's take a look at the Créer dialogue over on page 85, numéro 1. The directions say, c'est samedi aujourd'hui et vous passez l'après-midi chez votre cousin français, ou votre cousine française in this case. Elle vous demande de l'aider. Avec votre partenaire, composez un dialogue et jouez-le en classe. Votre partenaire va jouer le rôle de votre cousine. Okay, so let's see here. So let's look at the model. So you would start off and I'll play the role of your cousin and you can be asking me the question. So you would start off and say, Dis, est-ce que tu peux m'aider? Or they'll ask for you to insert another expression underneath all of the lined words here. I'd say, oui, bien sûr, où es-tu? And then you would say, je suis au salon, par exemple, etc. Okay, bien. So let's go ahead and we'll go through, let's just go through this one that they've given us and then we'll try it again inserting some other expressions. So go ahead, just read that first line.
Dis, est-ce que tu peux m'aider?
Oui, bien sûr, où es-tu?
Je suis au salon.
Qu'est-ce que je peux faire pour toi?
Est-ce que tu peux mettre les vitres?
Je voudrais bien, mais je n'ai pas de chiffon. Oui, qu'est-ce que c'est le chiffon? Oui, c'est ça. Okay, bien. Go ahead and ask me again to do something else using another expression.
Dis, est-ce que tu peux me donner un coup de main?
Oui, bien sûr. Oui, d'accord. Où es-tu?
Je suis au ma chambre.
Mhm.
Oui.
À
Dans
ma
à
chambre.
ma chambre.
Qu'est-ce que je peux faire pour toi?
Est-ce que tu peux faire le lit?
J'aimerais bien, mais je dois étudier. Voilà. Okay, let's try one more.
Dis, est-ce que tu peux me rendre service?
Oui, volontiers. Où es-tu?
Je suis au cuisine.
Aux cuisines.
Oui.
À la cuisine, actually.
Yes.
Je suis à la cuisine ou dans la cuisine. Qu'est-ce que je peux faire pour toi?
Est-ce que tu peux laver les vaisselles?
Je m'excuse, mais je dois mettre la table. Je suis occupée. Voilà. Okay, bien. Let's try it once through and we'll switch roles this time. I'll ask you for a favor. Dis, est-ce que tu peux m'aider à... est-ce que tu... Well, we'll just put... Est-ce que tu peux m'aider?
Oui, d'accord. Où es-tu?
Je suis au garage.
Qu'est-ce que je peux faire pour toi?
Est-ce que tu peux laver la voiture avec moi?
Je regrette, mais je dois étudier.
Yeah. Okay, good. Let's see here. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Okay, we'll just kind of informally do this one. So here they're giving us some different scenarios for conversations, and so they want for us to come up with, you know, what favors might we ask people in these situations. So let's look at, we'll just look at numéro 1 here, à l'université. It says, Jean-Jacques et Christophe sont camarades de chambre à l'université. Jean-Jacques aime l'ordre, mais Christophe, au contraire, est un garçon très désordonné. Chacun critique les habitudes de l'autre. Okay, voilà. So if you were Jean-Jacques, what might you ask for Christophe to do?
Nettoyer la chambre.
Oui, nettoyer la chambre, oui. So how would you ask me that? Hey, Christophe, could you clean your room?
Christophe, would you say, like, could you help me clean the room?
Yeah, or you could just say, like, could you clean your room? So you would say, like, est-ce que tu peux nettoyer ta chambre? Oui, d'accord. Or if I were Christophe, I might ask you, Jean-Jacques, est-ce que tu peux m'aider à nettoyer ma chambre? Oui, could you help me to clean my room? Something like that, oui. Let's see here. How about pour numéro 2, après la soirée? Thomas et Isabelle ont organisé une soirée chez eux. La soirée est finie et Thomas et Isabelle doivent ranger l'appartement qui est vraiment en désordre. Ils discutent de la répartition des tâches, mais ils ne sont pas d'accord. Voilà, okay, so they're talking about who's doing what chore, but they don't agree. Voilà, okay, bien. So, what kind of chore might you ask someone to do after a party to help clean up?
Passer l'aspirateur.
Oui, passer l'aspirateur, oui. So how would you ask me? Could you help me vacuum?
Est-ce que tu peux m'aider passer l'aspirateur?
Écoute, je suis désolée, mais je dois sortir avec une amie. What could you say back to that? Ce n'est pas juste. Oui, ce n'est pas juste. You were right before. Ce n'est pas juste, oui. Voilà. Qu'est-ce que tu dis, ce n'est pas juste? Pourquoi?
Parce que tu dois m'aider avec les tâches.
Oui, c'est ça. You have to help me with the chores. Oui, c'est ça. Bien, good. Okay, excellent. All right, bon. Let's take a look here at the next page, 86. Here we've got, we're carrying on with the subjunctive, and here we've got the 4 big irregular verbs that we use all of the time. They're the 4 ones that I have up here on the board, or on the wall. Avoir, être, aller, and faire. And they each have, obviously, their own forms of the subjunctive. And so I'm going to give you a little bit of time. I want for you to copy down the forms, and I'm also going to write them down up here. Alright, so last week, if you remember, we had this expression il faut que, it's necessary that. Something happened. Okay, so over here we've got all of our different forms. So with être means to be. And so, for example, with this expression, we might say something like, it's necessary that I be on time for school. So you'd say, il faut que je sois à l'heure pour l'école. Or it's necessary that you guys be on time. Il faut que vous soyez à l'heure, etc. Or we might say something like, it's important that dancers be in good shape. Same thing. So we sometimes use this in English. If we're really speaking correctly, we would use the subjunctive in that case. Instead of saying it's important that I am on time, it's important that I be on time, is the subjunctive. So anywai, so the different forms of être are pronounced soit, and then soit, same pronunciation, soyons, soyez, and then soit again, soit. So a lot of these are, what we call like kind of boot verbs. If we were to write them out in the traditional conjugation way, these are all pronounced the same, and then the nu and vous forms are different. Okay, avoir means to have. So it's important that I have enough money to live on, or something like that. So these forms are pronounced I, and then I, but ayons, ayez. Okay. Then aller is to go. It's necessary that kids go to school. I, same thing, and then I. Okay, so these are very similar, except that these ones are pronounced like a strong A, and these are kind of like a strong I. So we have A, I, but they're very similar. And same thing, the boot forms are all pronounced the same. But then we have nous allions and vous alliez. And then with faire is, of course, to do or to make, and then it can also have other meanings depending on what verbal structure it's in. So like, faire du shopping, right, would be like to go shopping in English, but, okay, so we've got face and face down here, but nous fassions, vous fassiez. So the double S's make a strong S sound. Face, and then fassions, fassiez. Okay, so one more time, répétez. Soit, soyons, soyez. Et, ayons, ayez. Aille, allions, alliez. Face, fassions, fassiez. Okay. Excellent. Okay. What Okay, let's see here. I think we're gonna try one exercise from the workbook for homework. Let's try page 31, exercice A. Let's see what we're doing here. Okay, so your class is volunteering to participate in a program that helps the community. The director of the program is explaining what you need to do. So for the model, it says Le Club des Petits a besoin d'un animateur samedi. So we'd say, it's necessary that you go to the club on Saturday, basically. So you're just using the subject that they give you in parentheses and the verb and putting it into subjunctive, basically. Okay, let you work on that. Please go ahead and just finish that for homework if you don't finish in class. So again, that's exercise A on page 31 in the workbook.